If you've been following my channel, you know that I love to do gardening. My family and I are working on a sustainable garden. That means we are using almost all battery operated yard tools and gardening tools. Well, there's one big thing with our garden. We do not have a water source really close by that we can get to our house from our well pump. Not to worry though, we have a 230-year-old well that's right on our garden. Now this is an actual super old wishing well is what they would call it. Now I tried to use another style of pump using with like the little power station. That really didn't work out too well, it's too complicated. And then Ryobi came out with this submersible pump. Now this really piqued my interest, so I wanted to look into it. I figured, hey, I'm going to make the initial investment. Now, if you're wondering how much it cost, $162 for the tool only, not including battery or charger. It's going to be a little bit more if you get the battery and charger, but this is going to allow me to not run power cords outside or have a power station or anything else like that. I'm just going to have the good old pump with an 18-volt battery. Now I'm going to be putting it together, and you're going to see it has all these really cool features. Now, a couple features that some of my other higher-end pumps actually don't even have, which is really nice. Now, it is an all-plastic body, which means you're not going to get that corrosion or anything else. Now, you can use this to throw it inside of your garbage cans and water. You can, put it in your basement in case you get too much water there. It's going to suck the water down to like 1 inch and 1/6 inch of water, and that's just fine. The stabilization base looks really good, and you do need that stabilizer base, especially if you're going to float this thing down. I wasn't sure about this wishing well if I had even terrain or rocky terrain. I'm assuming it's rocky terrain, so I'm going to throw the big base and I'm going to leave that thing on it. I was actually really surprised on how they put this together. It has a lot of features. It feels really good. It has a lot of good rubber overmolding. Now, we have a pretty sizable garden that we need to water, and a couple different things that we need to do. Well, we got to get the water out there, and we have everything spread out. We have our onions in one place, we have our potatoes in one place, we have our strawberries in one place, our grapes in another place, our wheat field we actually didn't even do this year, but we have a ton of other vegetables all in one place, and we just tilled up everything. I just did a video on that too. I'll post that link down below with the all battery powered rear tiny tiller. The thing has an 80-volt motor. It's a beast. Anyways, let's get back to this. I'm going down into the wishing well. Now check this out. This is something like out of a movie, out of a dream for some people, and out of a nightmare for other people. So if you watched some of those movies back from the late 90s, well, this could be something out of your nightmare. Anyways, as we go to turn this thing on, I'm actually running a 100-foot water hose. This is a 3/4 inch water hose, typical water hose. Water's coming right out. Now, I actually need to use it with a little pistol trigger. Check this out. Yeah, it actually works. I got pressure enough to water with a nozzle. Pistol trigger nozzle is what I call it, whatever you want to call it, go ahead. However, check this thing out. That's a full. I did the jet. This is, I believe, a mist or flat. That's a mist. That's nice. Now here, this is the, well, that's jet again. This is the one that I'm actually going to use. I'm very surprised, even with a 100-foot hose, and my well's just about 18 feet deep, 15 feet deep. I maximized the cord on that one. I still have really good pressure coming out of the end of it, and I'm really happy. These are actually our onions, and my wife is trying this out. We're putting them in a little pool, second year doing it. It's working out really well. Our strawberries, we're very proud of our strawberries. Those little bags you put on top, my wife is a guru at this stuff, and it keeps the birds away, and we don't lose our strawberries to all those birds, or I affectionately say it, strawberries and blueberries. That's what I say to my kids, just like libraries. Anyways, getting back to it, now this thing actually has a timer. The reason why that's important is because of this right here. I wanted to use a sprinkler system to get a larger area so I don't have to walk around, and I can't believe it actually had enough pressure to use on this sprinkler system right here. And that really helps out because you can do a large area at one time. This is our freshly tilled area. We're putting a lot of young plants, so you got to water it often so they take root and we can produce. But check this out. I'm so proud of how this thing's actually working. But the cool thing is, boom, there you go, timer. And folks, that's it. I am so happy. Let's go.